and welcome to this week's hashtag Toe to Toe. Today I am joined by Spencer and Dillian Whyte. Dillian, thanks for coming in. First things first, we'll get straight into it. What everybody wants to know is, did you watch the Deontay Wilder fight at the weekend?
Yeah, of course. You know, it's a heavyweight that I'm potentially going to fight. So of course, you know, I keep an eye on our levels as heavyweight, but as a champion, I'm ranked number 1, number 3, and number 4 across the governing bodies. So I have to keep an eye on all the top boys because I could get an eliminator, a world title shot at any minute.
What did you make of the fight? The short fight that it was, analysing his performance?
To the casual boxing fans, it was a good performance from Deontay Wilder, but to the hardcore boxing people who know what boxing's about, it's just a punch bag really. Stavern was disgraceful. I couldn't believe he turned up the way he turned up. It's a world heavyweight title fight. You know, when you got out there, you're on edge, you're moving around, you're edgy to go. Stavern just look at it, couldn't be bothered. They look at Stavern lost the fight in the changing room. You know, he didn't come out with much ambition and much drive. But, you know, Deontay did what he had to do. When you fight as an opponent, that's what you need to do. And he did exactly that. You know, he knocked a punch bag over, rightly so.
Do you think you would have done the same thing to Stavern if you was in the fight on Saturday?
Definitely, 100%. Stavern just, my grandma could have beaten that Stavern. Stavern just turned up and I don't know why. You know what I mean? You waited 3 years, you got the opportunity to finally come, and then it just seemed like he wasn't bothered. He just seemed like he wasn't bothered at all. He got knocked down. Deontay Wilder stood in front of him with his hands down, and Stavern just stood there like that, waiting for the second punch. Maybe he betted on himself to lose or something. You know?
There was rumours that you were going to go watch the fight, but obviously, did you just stay at home and watch it?
I was going to go, but I thought, I knew the results anyway. Once I saw the way Stavern come in, and I saw the way he looked and stuff, I thought, I know what's going to happen. I did think maybe 3-4 rounds, but he went early and I thought, so it was a waste of time, waste of journey. And Deontay Wilder, you know, he doesn't want to fight. He just keeps saying with all these excuses.
Yeah, we gathered that you weren't there because we thought you might have jumped in the ring once it started. Like,
I would have. You know, the thing is, Deontay Wilder's a small town boy. You know, he's using words that he doesn't know the meaning of. Like,
They called you a pauper.
What American guy have you ever heard use the word peasant?
Yeah.
It's not an American word. He's probably done a bit of Google research and seen some word and thought, oh, this is a fancy English word, I'm going to use it. You know what I mean? He's silly. You know, he's silly.
So in regards to him calling you a peasant, what's your feelings to that?
This is all, you know, he's stupid. He's a champion, and I'm the peasant, can offer him 5 times the amount of money he's making now to defend his world title to come to London and fight me. So who's the peasant here, me or him? As a champion, I can offer him $4 million, $3 to $4 million to come here. To go, you know, he's making $1 million fight. So
here's a great opportunity for you to give a message to
Deontay Wilder. Look down at that camera right there.
Deontay, stop kidding the people, stop screaming and shouting. Let's just get the fight made, that's it, you know. I don't care about all this talk, this, that and the other. You look good at the weekend, knocking over a punch bag. Come and fight a real top 10 contender. Since he's been a champion for 2 years, he haven't fought no one in the top 10 apart from Stavern. And Stavern, one fight in 3 years, lost to Derek Rossi. Come and fight someone who wants to fight and who believe they can knock you out. You know, a good 17 stone plus man. Let's do it. Forget all this AJ hype. Let's do it.
Right, okay, well, let's get started. And the tweets, there was loads coming in for you today. Well, first one's first, Richard Gallagher. Who does Dillian see as the top 5 heavyweights and in what order?
It's top 5 heavyweight, me, AJ, Deontay Wilder.
Povetkin. You want to say Povetkin? I would still say
Dominic
Povetkin.
Brazil.
Not Ortiz, you wouldn't have Ortiz in there, regardless that he's on a ban at the moment?
I don't know, man. Luis Ortiz has been very inactive as well the last 2 years. His last fight was Dave Allen. When was that?
Yeah.
Last year sometime?
Last year.
What about Joseph Parker?
Joseph Parker isn't a top 5 heavyweight. No. He just, fortunate enough, I believe he lost the fight with Andy Ruiz. I believe he lost the fight with Andy Ruiz by 2 rounds, but obviously he's the hometown hero. He's at the Anthony Joshua of New Zealand. They fought there, and rightly so they give the fight to him. In a close fight, others they give it to the favourite, you know?
Spencer, who would be in your top 5?
I would say Joshua, Wilder, then Joshua Wilder, Luis Ortiz, and Dillian Whyte. And this is no disrespect to Joseph Parker, but I'd say Joseph Parker's up there because he holds a belt. But if you look on who he's beaten, but I have to give Joseph Parker his dues because in my eyes, he put in a better performance against Takam, who fought so gallantly 2 weeks ago against Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
So maybe he's in the mix as well. But I'd put Dillian Whyte up in the top 5 right now because of his consistency. He's consistent, and not only that, Dillian Whyte wants to fight, guys. You don't really he wants to say, right, I want to challenge myself against the best, regardless of my outcome. I want to fight the guys.
The facts is the facts. All of these guys had 100+ fights. I've had 30 fights, amateur and pro. That's what people forget.
What do you want, a medal?
No. You need a medal for it.
There we go.
But the facts are the facts. I'm learning the job, but I don't care though. I'll fight anyone. I'll get in there and I'll fight anyone. I don't mind about all of this. But these guys, I experienced. They've been there and seen it. They've seen all different style in the amateurs and the pros. So why don't they want to fight? I don't get it, But I just want to fight and give the fans good nights to remember. I want when I finish, my family and my kids and grandkids to look up and say, my granddad was the man that once that he fought anyone. He didn't care. That's it,
Jordan's tweeted in saying, who's on your top 3 list of opponents for 2018?
Wilder, Parker, AJ. That's it.
Yeah. Spencer, who would you like to see him face in 2018?
In 2018?
Yeah.
Realistically,
if you were Eddie Hearn, who would you put him in?
If I was Eddie Hearn, no, I wouldn't be Spencer Ferrer. But I'm saying, but on the reels, I would want to see him in with Deontay Wilder next, because as much as Deontay Wilder doesn't believe that he can go straight into fight AJ, because there's a lot of hype about him now, especially over his performance on the weekend, which, regardless that who he had in front of him, it was how he dismantled him. That was impressive to me. But we who know the game know that guy didn't look like he was in any shape or anything else like that. And as much I hate when people say, well, I've sworn to God, I've prayed. You know what I mean? But prayer without preparation, you're doomed.
Yeah.
So but I would that's what I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him in with Deontay Wilder for the simple fact that Deontay Wilder still needs to be a big name over here. Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua's doing them 70,000, 80,000. So therefore, Dillian Whyte's right here. Come over here, beat Dillian Whyte. You'll earn more money than you've ever earned before, right? Fight Dillian Whyte, who you think's a pauper and a peasant, right? Liberty, but fight him, beat him, and then, not saying he will beat you now, Dylan. I don't want you to try to turn on me inside the studio. Right. But I'm saying, then beat him, then go on and get your big money fight against Anthony Joshua. But come, Dillian Whyte's right here, the body snatcher. And with those skinny legs of Deontay Wilder, I think Dillian Whyte could eat your food.
Listen, he's got power. There's no doubt in that. He's got power, but that's not the be-all and end-all. At the end of the days, we've seen how he fights. He falls all over the place. He misses a lot of punches and stuff, But he's got... But every heavyweight's got power, The other guy fought the other day, he ain't just had power. He could touch, hardcore guy. But all of these heavyweights have power, and I'm not a scary guy. I'm not scared of fight someone because they're big, because they have power, because they're undefeated. None of that means anything to me,
The junior division has tweeted in, what does Dylan believe are his best and worst attributes?
My
Putting you on the
temperament.
spot.
My temperament, my heart, my desire, and one of my best attributes is I find a way to win. I always find a way to win. Whatever way it is, I'll find a way to win, you know what I mean? Because I'm a winner.
Say best, and what did you say was your worst?
My worst is probably my temperament and my heart
Right.
and my desire to fight so much. Sometimes, because I got good boxing skills, but sometimes I just want to fight. I just want to fight and have a go, you know what I mean? But it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, so that's it.
Okay, moving on. Seb Special, who wins Bellew v Hair 2? And would you like to face the winner in February if Wilder does not take the fight?
I would love to fight Tony Bellew, man. I would love to fight Tony Bellew.
There's been lots of beef on Twitter, hasn't there? Do you want to explain a bit of that?
Listen, it's as simple as this. Tony Bellew fought. I picked Nathan Cleverly to beat him a few years ago, which I didn't. I didn't care about that fight at the time. That fight had no relevance to me. They was both light heavyweights. They had no relevance to me. I didn't know Bellew. I actually did know Tony Bellew a little bit. I didn't know Nathan Cleverly, so why would I pick Cleverly over him? So clearly, Tony Bellew is a very strange guy, you know what I mean? He says he's a heavyweight now, but he doesn't want to fight me, Joshua, or Deontay Wilder. How can he be a heavyweight and he don't want to fight any of the top guys? And also, he's saying, I'm a nobody, I achieved nothing. He's ranked number 18 in the WBC and I'm number 1 contender. That explains it all. Tony Bellew just... But what's annoying is Sky gives him the platform to come in and his opposition fights and speak bad about me, which I don't understand why. They should get neutral people who have neutral opinion to commentate in the fight, because in the Cesaro fight, even Cesaro's friends, he run me down in that fight. In my last fight, he run me down. Robert Elenius had knocked Tony Bellew out inside 2-3 rounds. I can bet my house on that. If Tony Bellew boxed Robert Elenius would knock him out. I bet my house on it.
Who wins?
Who wins? David Haye. I don't think how David Haye's going to recover from the injury. It's like, that's a serious injury, and for you to think that you're gonna come back, and it's not even been a year, right? And you're gonna come back and go fight at that pace. And the worst thing you could have done is this: Tony Bellew, he's very tunnel visioned. And you've given a tunnel vision person even more confidence going in now that he can think, well, I can take these shots. And I'm telling you, the mind is a powerful thing. So I don't know how David Haye's gonna manage with that. But really and truly, you'd favour David Haye. Oh, David Haye. But we favoured David Haye the last time. When people are saying, oh, well, it's because David Haye was injured. What round was he injured in? And if it was that the case, why did he have like 4 or 5 rounds to knock out Tony Bellew? He didn't. So here's a man who's been fight active against a man who has been inactive. So if you're doing that, then you have to favour the guy that's been active.
Could work one of 2 ways though. Bellew might get confident and think he can take the punches and go forward more. The last fight, he did the right things. He was cautious, ripped behind his jab, made Haye miss a lot. This time he might decide, oh, I'm going to try and trade and try and knock him out to get more kudos, because last time I got a lot of stick for the injury.
Yeah, but I think Tony Bellew is a very clever person. And you got to give me just regardless what you want to say. He's clever. He's clever fight-wise. The guy's clever.
Of course,
and I'm saying that I think he'll administer kind of the same game plan, but he's going to have to mix it. He's going to have to change it up, because David Haye's not going to bring the same game plan in this fight. He's coming in lighter. You can see this already. David Haye's taking this very serious. I don't know whether his body can maintain it, though.
How can you see the fight going?
I could see David Haye being a little bit more faster than he was last time and a lot more sharper, and trying to put it on Tony Bellew by hitting him with hard jabs, and Tony Bellew backing off the same way, but then Tony Bellew coming into it in the later rounds, and that could be the swing of the fight.
What do you think?
Firstly, I want to say something to Tony Bellew quickly. He said that I never called David Haye up before. I called David Haye up 2 years ago.
Yeah, you've been calling that for
I've been calling David Haye up for a long while, but Bellew just keeps saying, oh, I don't see you calling David Haye. I fought the best heavyweight, the most dangerous heavyweight. He's not the best or the most dangerous heavyweight. He was at one stage, but David's past it now. His body is breaking down and forsaking him every time he tries. But I still think Haye beats Bellew this. I think a fully fit, motivated David Haye beats Tony Bellew this time around.
Okay, well, moving on, we've got Dom Jono. Why don't you fight Big Baby Miller next and shut him off?
Listen, I want to fight all these guys. I said yes.
You call everybody out.
I said yes to fight Miller on October 28. But the problem everyone's going to remember is, when you're at the main event is responsible for the budget of the show, and I'm not going to get in these big fights if it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, financially.
Financially,
right.
Or ranking-wise.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm at the stage now where I'm 22 fights in. 22 or 23, I can't remember. You have to make some kind of sense to me. I'm not just going to go and fight someone for, if they say to me, this is the final eliminator to fight, the winner of this fight get the world title, then I'm down for that. I said to Eddie, listen, I'll fight this guy, I'll fight that guy, I'll fight that guy, but it have to make sense. And that's all it is. This is a business, you know what I mean? We all have family to feed and stuff to do. It's a business.
Yeah. Jake Taylor has tweeted in, if you face Anthony Joshua for a second time, what would you do differently in terms of approach to the fight and training?
I train a lot smarter. Last time I trained hard, but not smart, which lead to injuries and problems. Wasn't eating properly, I was just training. I was too caught up in the moment with that fight. I was too angry and too frustrated with the training and everything. Everything was just all one pace. I'll be a lot smarter this time, and I'll take the fight to him. I might headbutt him in his nose this time like Carlos Takam did as well.
Now, what's the difference since? Because in that fight you was training with Jonathan Banks, a former cruiserweight champ, and now you're training with Mark Tibbs. What is the difference in your training now? Because you got two totally different guys.
The problem is, Jonathan Banks was trying to teach me a style that wasn't right for me. He was trying to teach me that sort of Klitschko style. That's not the right style for me. And it could have been a good, effective style because it was based around the jab a lot, but I never had enough time to learn it. You can't go to camp for 6 to 8 weeks and expect to learn a new style when you've been fighting a certain way your whole life, and learn a new style and change like you said to me, and I know it takes 4 or 5, 6 fights to get it together and pick up the new style and get the rhythm together. And then the good thing about being Mark is a good trainer, he's experienced. You know what I mean? He's been working with his dad for fighters for years. He was a decent fighter himself and he knows what he's talking about. So now we have a lot more time. I don't have to fly to America, to Germany for 6 weeks, you know what I mean? Even when they ain't got no fight, we can still train twice or 3 times a week. So I'm constantly learning, working on my growth, you know what I mean? And he's also giving me something that's similar to my style, but changing a few things up. So it's just all run better for me now, you know? And I'm improving. People can say whatever they want, but I'm improving. Every fight I'm improving and getting better. Fitness is better, condition is better, movement's better, everything's getting better.
Steve Parsons, the last tweet. After Dimitri Bivol's impressive KO, do you think he could tempt Andre Ward out of retirement? If so, who do you see winning?
No, I can't see him tempting Andre Ward out of retirement. Why would Andre Ward has beaten everyone?
Nothing to prove.
Like, what is it? Thank you. Nothing to prove at all. Here is a guy that is eventually going to go down in the analogues of history as an all-time great.
He's been fighting top fighters so the back-to-back for the past few years. Even with the injuries and the problem, he's fought Carl Froch, Abraham, he's
Kessler,
everyone.
Go right for the whole list.
Everyone.
Right, so why he wouldn't need it? And I was very impressed with Bivol, and like I'm a fan of the guy. And the major thing that is his distance. Like he threw a right hand, and it was at the extension of the shot. So that means that you got to be smart enough to maneuver a man for you to throw that shot where you get the full extension. You go watch loads of fights. You young kids go on YouTube and watch fights, and lots of guys throw the right hand and it curves up here. This was straight down the middle. Really good shot. It was like he was doing martial arts.
Two good fights of Bivol. The guy that beat Cleverly, what's his name again?
Oh, Badu Jack. Badu Jack relinquished his crown not to fight Bivol.
Well, he should fight Sergey Kovalev.
Yep, that'd be a great fight.
Back in a week or 2 weeks. If he wins, he should fight Bivol. That'll be a good fight. And that's 2 massive punches that's gonna stand there and fight. That's a mega fight. You know, it's a dangerous fight.
Okay, well that's it for this week. Join us next week for more #toe-to-toe. My thanks to Spencer and Dylan, and check out iTunes for the podcast.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.